Tanrı var olabilir ama bilim evreni bir yaratıcının varlığına ihtiyaç duymadan açıklayabiliyor görüşü, Hawking'in bu konudaki en bilinen sözüydü. Evrenin bilimin yasaları tarafından yönetildiğini düşünen Hawking, otoriteyle yönetilen dinle, gözlem ve akılla yönetilen bilim arasında esaslı bir ayrım vardır, bilim kazanacaktır çünkü işe yarıyor demişti. İstediğimize inanmakta özgürüz diyen bilim insanı, muhtemelen ölümden sonra bir yaşamın olmadığını, elimizdeki tek yaşamın bu olduğunu ve bunun için minnettar olduğunu anlatmıştı.
I'm on my way to talk to Stephen Hawking about some of the questions we are both still asking. I want to ask him his views on evolution. As a physicist, does he think that the origin of life on Earth is just a happy coincidence?
The existence of the Earth and the properties that made it possible for biological life to develop depend on a very fine balance between the so-called constants of nature. If they were more than slightly different, either planets like the Earth would not occur, or the chemical processes necessary for life would not take place. One might take this as evidence for a divine creator, but an alternative explanation is what is known as the multiverse. The idea is that there are many possible universes. Only in the small number of universes that are suitable will intelligent beings develop and be able to ask the question, why is the universe so carefully designed? Why are you so obsessed with God?
Well, I noticed that you brought up the question of God and I didn't. When you ended A Brief History of Time with, for then we shall know the mind of God, I suspect that you were using God in a sort of Einsteinian sense, a euphemism for the mystery at the root of the universe, that which we don't understand. But most people use the word God for a person, God as an answer to scientific questions. Then I think it is scientifically pernicious, because it distracts people away from the hard work of answering scientific questions. It's just too easy to say, oh, God did it, therefore we don't need to answer the question.
Beyond the beautiful symmetry of matter and energy discovered by Einstein, we can use the laws of nature to grasp the very origins of the universe and discover if the existence of a God is the only way to explain it. As I was growing up in England after the Second World War, it was a time of austerity. We were taught that you never get something for nothing. But now, after a lifetime of work, I think that in fact you can get a whole universe for free.
The great mystery at the heart of the Big Bang is to explain how an entire, fantastically enormous universe of space and energy can materialize out of nothing. The secret lies in one of the strangest facts about our cosmos. The laws of physics demand the existence of something called negative energy. To get your head around this weird but crucial concept, let me draw a simple analogy. Imagine a man wants to build a hill on a flat piece of land. The hill will represent the universe. To make this hill, he digs a hole in the ground and uses that soil to build his hill. But of course, he's not just making a hill, he's also making a hole. In effect, a negative version of the hill. The stuff that was in the hole has now become the hill. So it all perfectly balances out. This is the principle behind what happened right at the beginning of the universe. When the Big Bang produced a vast amount of positive energy, it simultaneously produced the same amount of negative energy. In this way, the positive and the negative add up to zero. Always. It's another law of nature. So where is all this negative energy today? It's in the third ingredient in our cosmic cookbook. It's in space. This may sound odd, but according to the laws of nature concerning gravity and motion, laws that are among the oldest in science, space itself is a vast store of negative energy, enough to ensure that everything adds up to zero. I'll admit that unless mathematics is your thing, this is hard to grasp, but it's true. The endless web of billions upon billions of galaxies, each pulling on one another by the force of gravity, acts like a giant storage device. The universe is like an enormous battery, storing negative energy. The positive side of things, the mass and the energy we see today, is like the hill. The corresponding whole or negative side of things is spread throughout space.
So what does that mean on our quest to find out if there is a God? It means that if the universe adds up to nothing, then you don't need a God to create it. The universe is